Welcome to my kitchen. It's small, but I have tons of room for all of you to join this mega party. I'm very excited to be here. I'm honored to have been asked to present. I love Norwex. I love talking about Norwex. And again, I've been doing this for 5 years. I love sharing how these incredible products can make an incredible difference in people's lives, in people's homes, and in our bodies for protecting our health. So because I could chat about this all night long, I do have notes. So if you see me looking down, I'm just making sure that I'm staying on track because I love talking about Norwex and I can keep you all night long if I don't do that. So, and the ladies are going to take care of the chat for me. So that also is awesome. So I remember when I first heard about Norwex, and I was so excited that I wanted one of everything in the catalog. Who's with me on that? I found Norwex by chance. I was invited to an online party by a friend, and I had never heard about Norwex, which is really quite incredible to think about. That Norwex is 30 years old this year, and I am this old, and I had never heard about Norwex. So it was a delight to me to go to this party and hear about all of these incredible products. So I watched, I listened, and I kept thinking to myself, this is too good to be true. How can these microfiber cloths and water actually do what they say they're going to do? So when she did the chicken demo, and y'all might know about the chicken demo, you either love it or you don't like it at all. But I was amazed by this demo, and I knew that I wanted to get these products into our home to try them. So at this time, we had been looking for some safer, cleaner products. We were about to become grandparents for the first time, and our daughter was also looking for cleaner, safer products. And so this was our answer. And I was excited to try them. So I thought, I'm going to start with this Safe Haven 5 set because that is the top 5 products with Norwex. And I could literally clean 80 to 90% of my home with just these products and water. So I ordered them. They arrived quickly, and I was so excited to try them. I put them to work right away. And as I was cleaning, I was squealing with delight as I was using these products in my home. And I kept saying to my husband, come and see this. This is amazing. And he said, okay, I understand you love them. That's great. Get whatever you need. And so I did. I joined Norwex so that I could have everything in the catalog because Norwex offers consultants an incredible discount. And so it took me a while to learn to not associate clean with a smell because I've learned that clean does not have a smell. But we associate pine, lemon, bleach with smell. And so if we don't have that fragrance, we don't think that our homes are clean. So it did take me a while to get used to that. And now that I know that clean doesn't have a smell, I know that these products are working in our home. So I grew up with cleaners. The ones that my mom used is what I used in our home because I didn't know. And so I fell in love with Norwex. And I joined, like I said, so 5 years ago, I joined. And when I got all of these products coming into our home and I was detoxing all of the chemicals under our sink, we literally had to bring our cleaning products to our local community detox weekend. It was called Roundup or something, chemical roundup. And so every spring they do that, and you bring the chemicals, the harmful, toxic things that can't go into the landfill here. And so as soon as I knew that's how we had to get rid of our chemicals, our cleaning products in our home, I knew that we had made a really great decision. So let's get to it. There are 3 ways that we can onboard these toxic chemicals or harmful chemicals into our bodies, and we can absorb them through our skin. we can breathe them in, so respiratory, and we can also ingest them. So it only takes 26 seconds for these harmful chemicals to be absorbed into our bloodstreams and then into our vital organs. And so it's staggering to me that there are over 80,000 chemicals that are registered in the US and in Canada, and 2,000 or more are introduced new every year. So only 491 of these chemicals have been banned or restricted in Canada. But the good news is that 2,700 chemicals are on the no-no list with Norwex. They will not use these chemicals in our products cleaner, safer, and better. So before Norwex, I was the chemical queen. I was the paper towel queen. I had it all because I used whatever my mom used. And so we would go into the store, we would pick up those products off the shelf, and we would unknowingly bring these chemicals into our home that were not safe for us. And I did that for years. What I didn't know was that these cleaning products were not regulated by any governing body. So they were not being tested against the effects for human health or even pet health. So when we know better, we do better. And so I'm super excited and thankful that I found Norwex, because I know that we are doing better by using these products in our home. So tell me in the chat, does anybody notice that smell? When you're at the grocery store, you walk down the cleaning aisle, or you even just walk by it, does anybody notice that smell? So you let the ladies know. Okay, so let's go. Let's check out some of these products in our Safe Haven 5 package. So this set of 5 products will reduce the use of about 80 different chemicals in your home using just these products and water. So that's huge, significant to decrease those chemicals in our home by 80 different chemicals. So first of all, we have our Enviro cloth. So this is our E for everything cloth. And this is our chemical replacement cloth. So it is going to mechanically clean, which means it's going to literally pick up and remove up to 99% of bacteria from your surfaces using just this cloth and water, following the proper use and care instructions, of course, with taking care of our microfibers. This is our flagship product. And the very original Enviro cloth was a little red cloth. It was what got Norwex started. And so this cloth is going to replace all of those chemicals that I'm talking about that we had under our sinks. So just using this microfiber cloth and water. Norwex is a world leader in microfiber. They are the leader in quality, in longevity, and in effectiveness. So what makes Norwex microfiber cloths special? What makes them different than any of the other microfibers that you can find in the department store? So there's 3 very unique features or qualities about Norwex microfiber. And one of them is the size of the fiber. In order to be a microfiber, a standard size is 1/6 the size of a human hair. And Norwex just blows that out of the water. And Norwex microfibers are indeed micro. They are 1/200th the size of a human hair. So if you pull out your hair and you split that hair 200 times, that is teeny tiny fibers that are made up into this cloth. So those teeny tiny fibers are woven together and they become like a star shape. And so they act like little shovels or extra cleaning hands when you're picking up and removing that dirt, grease, grime, doggy nose prints, up to 99% of bacteria. Using this cloth. So they're physically picking it up and removing it. And then what happens is it goes up inside the cloth, so up into those little star-shaped fibers, and so not staying on the surface of your cloth. So this is a Norwex microfiber, and this is just a microfiber that I had hanging around. And so this is the fiber 1/6 the size of a human hair, and this is the Norwex microfiber. Quite a significant difference, isn't it? The second unique quality about Norwex microfiber is the density of our claws. And so not only are they teeny tiny fibers, but when they're woven together, they are very dense. And so there is 10 million feet of microfiber in this one EnviroCloth. Whenever I say that number, I think, oh, Christine, that can't be right. But it is right. It's 10 million feet of microfiber in this cloth. And so that makes this cloth very dense. It also makes it very, very absorbent. And this cloth will hold 7 times its weight in water. So just those two things, the size of the fiber and the density of the cloth, are what is going to pick up and remove that up to 99% of bacteria, the grease, the grime, the dirt, all the things that we're cleaning up from our surfaces. Tell me in the chat who owns an EnviroCloth. And then tell us what you love about your EnviroCloth. The third thing that is exclusive or one of our unique qualities of Norwex microfiber is that there is a silver antibacterial agent that is in our microfiber, and we call it Backlock. So when we are cleaning our surfaces and picking up all of that junk off of our surfaces and the 99% of bacteria, all that stuff gets pulled up inside our cloth into those little star-shaped fibers, and that silver will go to work to inhibit the growth of any bacteria. So basically, it's self-purifying or self-cleaning your fibers. So no stinky cloth syndrome is going to happen around this EnviroCloth. So the silver, just to be clear, the silver does not do anything to remove or pick up the bacteria from your surfaces. Its job is to inhibit the growth of anything that we pick up that gets up into our fibers. So that silver is suffocating the bacteria, not allowing it to grow. So it will self-purify the fibers over that 24-hour period as that fabric, the microfiber dries. So after you use it, you're going to put it under warm running water. You're going to rub it against itself, just like you would any other cleaning cloth, and agitate it a little bit, rinse it out, and then wring it out, hang it to dry. And as it dries, it is going to, that silver backlock is going to go to work and self-purify your cloth. So another note, all of our cloths have these wonderful tags on them that give you, if there's a name on it, so it pretty much tells you what that cloth is used for. So if you get your cloths and you're not sure what they're for, you don't remember, just check out that tag. And then once a week, I launder them. I give them a spa treatment in the washer and dryer. And I will get to that as well in a little bit to tell you how to take care of them. So if you take good care of your microfiber, they are going to last for years. And if you are uncomfortable to use your cloths in the kitchen and in the bathroom, and you want to color code your home, you can certainly do that. We have a rainbow pack that will help you choose colors for different rooms in your house. And then we also have a pack of the travel cloths, which are the same size as our little red cloth that got us started. So those are the EnviroCloths. And then I'm going to do a quick demo here. I'm just going to move you down. Let's see here. First, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. Then I'll move you down. So these are disinfectant wipes. And I'm going to show you how the Norwex microfiber and the disinfectant wipes. So it's kind of like a battle. We're going to see who's going to win. So disinfectant wipes say they kill 99.9% of viruses and bacteria. And these same wipes in the United States have another line on them, on their label, and theirs say hazardous to humans and domestic animals. They don't have that on the label in Canada, but I'm sure that it would be applicable. So these are the disinfectant wipes. I'm going to use my black light. And then I also have glow germs. This is not a Norwex product, but it's simulated germs that's going to light up under the black light so that we can see how our claws are cleaning. So these wipes, I've never really read the labels on the cleaning products, and not that I would even understand maybe what all of the ingredients are in them. But these wipes are classified as a pesticide. They do have those kind of ingredients in them. And after using these, the label says that you should wash that surface with a potable water, especially if you're going to be preparing any food on that surface. So it also says to leave your surface wet for a minimum of 4 minutes for this to actually do its job. And I'm quite sure that I never ever did that when I used to use these. So one more thing, it does say crisp lemon on here, and I'm pretty sure that they haven't taken a lemon and a fresh lemon and squeezed it into that container. So that would be a synthetic fragrance, and synthetic fragrance are also known to cause health issues with respiratory issues. So I don't know about you, but I get an instant headache whenever I am around those kind of fragrances. So let's do this demo. So I'm just going to take this. I'll move you down. Oh, we got some sun. Here, I'll move this way so you can see it. So I'm just going to put some glow germ on here. Simulated germs, just going to move it around. And then I have an extra cloth to wipe my hands. And we're pretty bright here. We've got some beautiful sun, but I think you can see that. So those are simulated germs, just showing you where that bacteria is lighting up. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put this glove on, because I know that within 26 seconds, this chemical is going to be absorbed into my skin. So I always use a glove when I'm using these for demos. So I'm just going to take this disinfectant wipe. I'm going to clean my board. This is the Norwex cutting board, which I am obsessed with. And then we're just going to show you this board. So I think you can see that all it's done is just kind of moved everything around. So now we have the disinfectant wipe chemical residue, and then we also have the simulated germs on there. So I'm going to wet my EnviroCloth. So I have 1 cup of water in here. So just to show you how absorbent they are, I'm going to put it in my bowl so I don't make a big mess. And then here is our EnviroCloth. And you can see how absorbent that is, literally picking up that water. I still will need to wring it out, but it's pretty incredible that it would absorb that full 1 cup of water. So I'm just going to wring this out, and I'm going to fold my EnviroCloth. So we're going to fold it. Here we are with it full, fold it into 2 and then in half again. And now we have 8 clean sides. So we're going to use this product, this microfiber cloth, flat, not scrunched. And I'm just going to clean half of the board. I did spill some water on here. Just going to clean half of the board. So it's actually the microfiber that is doing the job there. And here is our board. So you can see this side is clean, this side not so much, right? So then what I used to do when I was using these, this is still wet, so I would just keep going. I would keep cleaning toys, desks, whatever surfaces it was that we were working on. And then we can see what happened here. So pretty much it's just moved all of that chemical residue and then those simulated germs around to that glow germ. So it hasn't removed anything. It's just smushing it all around. So now I'm just going to take my EnviroCloth and I'm just going to go down the middle. So flat, not scrunched. You want as much of that microfiber touching your surface as you can. And there we go. Let's see what happens there. So look at that. You can see very clearly that the Norwex microfiber is picking up and removing that simulated germs from that board. So the microfiber is literally picking it up and removing it. So it's a mechanical clean versus a chemical clean, which we can clearly see is not, not removing anything from our board. Isn't that incredible? So I love our EnviroCloth. That's pretty much all we use in our house for cleaning. And so yeah, that's a great demo. So someone tell me in the chat, what is our largest organ? We used to use these chemical wipes in our home, and we would use them on door handles, on light switches, all the high traffic areas. And then when you see that demonstration, you realize that all of that residue is left still on those surfaces. And so we're walking around, touching them, turning things on and off. And so we're absorbing those into our skin. And remember, I said earlier that it only takes 26 seconds for those chemicals to be absorbed into our skin and into our bloodstream and then into our vital organs. So it all compounds. It compounds in our bodies and becomes a body burden. And these chemicals will build up in our bodies over time, causing health issues, and we can even pass them on to our babies. So then we have our best friend to the EnviroCloth, and this is the window cloth. And this is our new spring blossom. It's so beautiful. So this is also a microfiber that is going to pick up and remove up to 99% of bacteria from your surface. And you're going to use it as your polishing cloth. So use it dry to dry and shine all of your shiny surfaces. And you're going to get a streak-free shine every time. So you can literally clean 80 to 90% of your home with just these two cloths and water. So I'm going to just do a quick demo with the window cloth. And here is my mirror. This is our Norwex body balm, just chapstick for your body. I love this. So it's really great on elbows, heels. I use it as a chapstick. I love this thing. So I'm just going to use that to mess up my mirror here. So that's just representing all the things we get on our surfaces. So grease, grime, doggy nose prints, all the bacteria. And then I'm just going to flip this cloth around. So I'm going to get 4 more clean sides. And then I'm just going to pick up and remove whatever is on this mirror. So it's not going to smear it around like a paper towel would. It literally picks it up. So again, it's mechanically cleaning. And then we have our window cloth, which we're going to use dry to dry and shine. And you get that streak-free shine every time. And these two cloths are meant to work together. Isn't that incredible? Like super, super shiny every single time. Love it. Okay. So you can clean all of your shiny surfaces with that EnviroCloth and shine with that window cloth. And so that's your stovetop, your windows, your mirrors, your faucets, granite, anything that you want to sparkle. Does anybody have pets? I bet there's a lot of pet owners in this group. Tell me in the chat, do they lick your windows? They get their nose up on your windows. Some of them may even lick your windows. So this basic package will be your very best friend cleaning up after our animals. And you don't want to use any spray cleaners if you have pets, or even if you have little people walking around touching surfaces or even potentially pushing their face up against the glass. And because then our littles will put their hands in their mouth and then they're going to be absorbing those chemicals. So these chemical cleaners are directly linked to respiratory health related issues. And just like when I was a young mom and I could not get through cleaning my bathroom, I would have a hard time breathing. I thought it was me. I would open up the windows, I'd open the door, I'd literally have to walk out and take a break. I could never just clean my bathroom in one swoop. So I recognize now how toxic those products were that I was using. So the average household spends $600 to $800 every year on cleaning supplies. So paper towels, disposable pads, liquid sprays, all the things. And literally these two claws are going to change your life. And that may sound like an exaggeration, but it's not. They literally will change your life. They're going to save you time. They're going to save you money. And most of all, they're going to protect your health because you're not using any of those toxic chemicals. So another way that I have drastically changed the way that I clean is dusting. I used to use a furniture polish because, again, that's what my mom used. And I've also learned that that has toxic ingredients in it. And so I don't want to bring that into my home and put that on our surfaces. They're soapy, they're oily. And what that does is it attracts dust. And I realized that I needed to dust more often. So, and then also using a cotton cloth or a paper towel, it was just moving things around. It really wasn't removing anything. So anybody else have dust? Just me? I have a lot of dust. Seasonal allergies are an issue as well with dust and respiratory type issues. So this is our dusting mitt. So tell me in the chat, who has a dusting mitt and do you love it? I love my dusting mitt. So I'm going to use my cutting board again. And this is my smaller cutting board. Equally obsessed with this one. And I'm going to show you how this dust mitt works. So I hear this at every party and every market. When I go to the market, someone tells me that they didn't know this part about the dusting mitt. So you want to help it get started. You want to give it that static charge before you get going. So just agitate it against itself to get that static charge going. And it will just act like a magnet and suck all of that, all of the dust up into the cloth. So I have some pepper. I'm just going to put a little bit of pepper on my board. And then I have a balloon. So this balloon, when you were a kid, remember we used to do this? Get the static charge on our balloon, and then we'd put them on the wall and wait and see how long it took to for it to fall off the wall. So here's the pepper, here's the static charge, and then let's listen. Oh, needs a little bit more here, sorry. Okay, here we go. Uh-oh, there we go. So you can see that it's picking up that. So this is a negative charge on the pepper and the static charge on the balloon, and it's picking it up and removing it from the surface, not pushing it around. And then we're going to put some flour on here. This is going to represent some dust on here. And then I'm going to take my dusting mitt, give it a little scrub, get that static charge going. And then we're going to, that sun is beautiful, but it's getting in the way of my demo. Okay, so then there you go. So it literally picks up all of that flour. It's not falling off of my mitt. And then what I would do is I would just take my dusting mitt, get my rubber brush, and then I'm just going to rub that off, brush that off into the trash. So I don't have to wash my mitt every single time that I am using it. So it'll be ready for me for the next time. Okay, so the other thing you can use your mitt for, you can use it wet. This is 5 years old. This is my screen mitt. So I get this wet with just water, wring it out, and then I will clean my window screens, my blinds, all the things, and it works really fantastic. That's another favorite tip at the market. My market goers love that. Okay, so then the fourth one, moving right along here, is our cleaning paste. So we have a brand new formula. This is now called the Power Cleaning Paste. And does anyone know the nickname for this product? Tell us in the chat what the nickname for our cleaning paste is. And I'm just going to show you quickly how that works. So it comes as a hard puck, I call it. And what you need to do is you need to add water to make it a paste. So I have a ceramic tile and I have a Sharpie marker, and I'm just going to write on my ceramic tile. And so I'm going to take my EnviroCloth, which is already wet with water, and I'm just going to put a few little swipes of this cleaning paste and make a paste on my cloth. And then I'm just going to get that marker off of this ceramic tile. So this is something that you would use for some of your tougher jobs in your house. So markers on the wall, if you have any little artists, or black marks on your wall, you can see that it's just gotten it all off really quickly, hardly any elbow grease. And that is why they call it elbow grease in a jar. So black marks on your walls, if you boil something over on your stove, your stovetop, you would just use that cleaning paste inside your oven, shower doors, all the places that are little tougher jobs, and you just need a little extra oomph to get it off. So that is elbow grease in a jar. You can also use it with some scrubbies. Norwex has some non-abrasive scrubbies that work really well with the cleaning paste. And then we also have a steel wool that you can use with the cleaning paste. I would just recommend that you try it in an inconspicuous spot before you really go for it, just to test it out first. So now I have a few pictures that I want to share with you, just because I can't drag you all around my house. This is a before and after of a window using the EnviroCloth and the window cloth. And then the dusting mitt works fantastic on any dust, in particular this one with our cold air returns. The cleaning paste on the inside of your oven door works fantastic. This is a glass shower door. And then on our sneakers, you can whiten those soles up really well. Headlights, and we're all getting ready for spring, so outdoor furniture, it works really well. And you can also use the Norwex microfiber on soft surfaces. So this was really effective at helping with this carpet stain. And then I just want to tell you how to take care of your microfiber. So you are going to wash your microfiber in hot water or warm water. I use warm. And then you're going to have no fabric softener, no dryer sheets, no bleach, and you're going to avoid any linty items. So you don't want to throw your microfiber in with all your regular cotton towels. And the Norwex laundry detergent is your best bet because it is fragrance and filler free. So very safe for taking care of your microfiber. So that's how you're going to take care of your microfiber. And laundry instructions. And again, our skin is our largest organ. So if you are using a laundry detergent that has some of those fillers or fragrances or dyes in them, we are wearing that. So it goes into our clothing, into our linens, and we wear that. Norwex laundry detergent is completely clear. So this pretty much looks like a glass of water because there's literally nothing in it. And then this is a leading brand of a powder detergent. And you can see on the bottom that that has not dissolved. It has been in this jar for 5 years. And so I know that that's not anything I need to help get my laundry clean. And this is the liquid laundry detergent. And you can see all that junk at the bottom and all the dye. And then it also has a smell. So those are things that just don't need to be in our laundry detergent. And so Norwex has this Ultra Power Plus, which is completely clean, super concentrated, has none of the yucky stuff in it, no phosphates, sulfates, no chlorine bleach, no fillers, no optical brighteners, no animal testing, no dyes or fragrances. So my husband and I use this 2 bags a year. It's just the 2 of us at home, and we use 2 of these bags a year. So I have a traditional laundry machine, an upright, and I use 1 tablespoon in my laundry. And I'm just going to move to see if that backlight goes away. And so I use 1 tablespoon in our upright machine, and our daughter has a high efficiency and she's happy with using 1 teaspoon. So these do go a long, long way because they're very concentrated. There's also 2 other kinds of laundry detergent that come in the Safe Haven 5. And one of them is a liquid. So you have a choice of the powder, the liquid laundry detergent. This is an enzyme-based product, which is really great for organic materials like sweat or your workout gear, gas and oil, work clothing, that kind of thing works really great. And then we also have the Eco Wash laundry strips. And so they come as a little square like this. You rip it in half. One will do a regular load. And if you're doing a small load, you can literally just rip that in half and just use half of it. So that, my friends, is a very quick sharing of my top 5 favorite products, the products that I brought into our home when I first learned of Norwex. I don't regret it for 1 second. The overload of toxins that our bodies are taking on from what we eat, what we put on our skin with personal care products, as well as what we use to clean our homes. So it all adds up. And one small change, every little change that you make makes a huge difference. And I tear up every time I talk about how incredible these products are and how they can literally change the health of your home, the health of your family, and all the people you love. Harmful chemicals do not belong around the people that we love. So this is the Safe Haven 5 set. And again, first products that I brought into my home, and I absolutely love them. So if you are new to Norwex, this is the set that I always recommend because this is going to get you started and make that little bit of change that is going to be really helpful to you in your home. And even if you just need to freshen up your collection, replace some of your cloths or replenish some of those consumables. So that's the set, Safe Haven 5. And again, ladies, gentlemen, Norwex is a choice and everybody is cleaning with something. And I promise you that Norwex is going to save you time. It's going to save you money, and it's going to protect your health and contribute to a safer, cleaner home for your family. So thank you for joining us tonight. I hope that you enjoyed that. I hope that you learned something, maybe, potentially. That's my favorite thing, is educating about these products. So thank